Look at from the. Here we go. Right, it's John S. Let's just turn off the television. We've got Atletico Bilbao versus Espanyol 4-0. We don't want that. We don't want that one. Go away. We don't want to be playing videos of Spanish football, do we? Go away. Don't want that. Get back into the. So we're going to go in with League Ones this time. We went league with the Championship last time, so we'll start with League One. We're going to go live with the team news. We're going to go Blackpool versus Barnsley first. Let's me in. Blackpool 4-4-2 with Tyre at the back. We've got a back four of Gabriel, Lafayette, Casey and Goulson. A pretty good defensive line there. Midfield of Apter, Evans, Morgan and Embleton. And up front we have Kyle Joseph and Don Ballard. So decent Blackpool team. They're playing a Barnsley side that have just lost their mojo of late. Slanina at the back, Gavini, Roberts and Earl, as a floater as I call it, of Russell, and then a midfield of O'Keefe, Phillips, Connell and Gent, and up front we've got Keeler Dunn and Humphreys. So a pretty decent Barnsley side. Let's see if Barnsley can stop the train of Blackpool as it is, and regain some of their mojo today. And we go on to Bolton versus Burton. Can Burton get that first elusive win? Bolton, who seem to they keep being able to score lots of goals, but then they just seem to dry up occasionally and then come back again. Bolton have Southwood in goal, Cogley, Santos and Johnson at the back. Then they have a flat five in mid of Williams, Dempsey, Sheehan, Collins and Schoen. And up front they have John McAtee and Dion Charles. Pretty good. Burton And I think actually they've got some good skills in the Burton team. It's rather strange they've not won for so long. Isted in goal with Sraha, Bannon, Sweeney and Williams. Midfield of Kalinkas, Watt, Gilligan, Chalk and Bennett, and Orsi up front. Still think that on the home side there, that's a pretty good attacking side. Let's see if it is as one way as we think it will be. Cambridge versus Wigan, and no, anything for that one. Try again. Not getting that. I'll have to go to the other system for that one. We'll come back to the. Can we get to the Cambridge Wigan on that one? Let's see if I can get Cambridge Wigan up on Bet365 instead. We can. Cambridge, Reece in goal. We have a Okadina, Morris and Digby in defence. We have Bennett, Smith, Brophy and Andrew in midfield. And then we have Loft and Kachunga on the wing, on sort of front wing, left and right. And then we have Lundulu in attack. And then we have Wigan, Tickle in goal again. Yep. Ramsey, Kerr, Aimson and Carragher. Smith in that sort of floating role. Olakigbe, Weir, Smith and Thomas in the midfield, and Taylor up front. Wigan there, I think, certainly would be the favourites for me. That Cambridge side was it's just not playing well enough. Not even to get out of that bottom four. They need to be able to play decent football. And at the minute, well, when Rotherham played, we played just as badly as they did, put it that way. Charlton versus Stockport. There's the lineups there. Charlton with Mannion in goal. Ramsey, Mitchell and Gillespie in defence. A flat five in midfield of Doherty, Taylor, Campbell, Anderson and Edwards, and up front Tyrese Campbell and Matt Godden. Wow, pretty good, eh? That is a classy side, isn't it? I think it is anyway. Please say who you support and we'll try and make sure we get them in for you. Adai for Stockport, Mingy, Horsfall and Pye. Midfield of Connolly, Norwood, Bate and Toure. As of number 10, which is number 11, of Powell. And then up front, Wotton and Luke Barry. Stockport have the skills to be able to counteract the quality of Charlton. I think it's a case of will they put that together and will they make the most of it in the game. We'll have to wait and see. Huddersfield Bristol Rovers. Huddersfield with Chapman in goal, Lees, Pearson and Nonvik. Strange, back three and then having a Kasumu in the floating role. That's a rather odd one. 3-1-4-2 is what they've gone with. Sorensen, Kane, Ben Wiles and Miller. And then up front, Radalovic and Marshall. So that's let's see if their front end, they're really pushing that front end, wings in and out to those, or into those two strikers, aren't they? Two strikers. Bristol Rovers, Griffiths with a back three. That's quite dangerous against home side playing so attacking. Moore, Wilson and Mola. Again, they've got that floater with three, which is strange. Conte, Hunt, Lindsay, Ward and Bilongo. And up front, Omichere and Sinclair. Some good class in there, but playing the same formation against a side that is down from the Championship. We shall wait and see. It is Taylor. He has managed in the Championship badly, but yeah. Lincoln City versus Birmingham. Lincoln City, Wickens with Heimer, O'Connor and Ruffin in front of him. Erahan in that floating role. And then Deriqua, Grandles, Moylan and Jeffries in midfield with House and Cadamartri up front. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. It's no wonder that they are where they are in the league. And it's no wonder that these are where they are in the league. However, there's a change in there. We've got Allsop in goal. We've got Hickman, Clara, Davis and Cochrane. We've got staggered five are in midfield of Anderson, Iwata, Williamson, Sung Ho and Hansen. And we have Alfie May up front. Looking for him, he's not in there. So that's a shocker. Will Alfie May be good for them? Still an extremely good side, isn't it? Mansfield Stevenage, try and keep up the rhythm for you, unless you've got someone who you particularly want to be seeing. I'll go straight to them if you want. Pym in goal for Mansfield, Cahill, Shalaya, Williams in defence. We have Hewitt, Reid, Quinn and McLaughlin in midfield. We have a number 10 of Boateng and then two attackers of Will Evans and Lee Gregory. So pretty bloody good attack, that. A pretty good attack. The Will Evans one, that was a good recruitment. I think that was really good recruitment by Mansfield. Stevenage, Cooper in goal, Wildin, Piergini, Freestone and Smith, with midfield staggered of Roberts, Thompson, Phillips, King and Reid, and Jake Young up front. Let's see. I know that's sort of like that's a decent side for Stevenage, but I think their manager is pretty good, and I like the fact that he's changed the way they play for this year. Northampton versus Orient, and we have Northampton with Burge at the back. Making sure I've got the sound on. I started last time in the last one with no sound. Defence of Odimeo, Guthrie, Baldwin and Guinness Walker. Pretty good. Pinnock, Grian, Fox, Sowerby and Hoskins in a staggered mid. And then Tom Eaves up front. So they have got the abilities to fight back and have a good game, this Northampton side. Leyton Orient, and I thought they'd started really well, but they're sort of like just dragged off a little bit for me. Playing 4-2-3-1, Keeley at the back with James, Beckles, Happ and Kern. Staggered mid of O'Neill, Ball, Galbraith, Brown and Aguirre, and Charlie Kelman up front. That'll be an interesting end-to-end game, perhaps. Either that or it's going to be very, very dull 0-0. We go to my side, Rotherham, and it's Dawson in goal, Rafferty, Humphreys, McCart and James at the back. Powell, Adolphin, Christ, Tehi and Bramall in midfield. Wilkes is behind Nombe here, but he's really been hopefully given a more wide role, because he doesn't play well in that central role. He plays better sort of running down the wing and supporting him from either end. So let's see if they do. Wrexham with a Conquo in goal, a back five again, as they usually do. Barnett, O'Connell, Scar, O'Connor and McLean. Midfield of Cannon, Dobson and Lee, and up front Palmer and Mullin. So you can't deny the amount of skill and class in that side. We're going to the Championship, Blackburn versus Swansea, and we're going to be able to do this, I think, Lineups for Blackburn: Pearce in goal with a back four of Costello, Carter, Hyam and Beck. Steiger midfield of Hedges, Tronstadt, Dolan, Travis and Cantwell. And Guerre up front. Swansea: Vigouroux in goal. Key, Cabango, Darling and Timon at the back. Very good indeed. Steiger mid of Ronald, Franco, Cooper, Grimes and Bianchini, and Liam Cullen up front. So that could be quite a. Let's see Blackburn get the run of the green that they've had so far, because they've been getting more points than what than everybody expected them to do, and without playing brilliant football. They've just been playing good football and managed to get the run of the green. Let's see what happens at Blackburn. Borough versus Bristol City, and we have Borough with Dieng in goal, Ayling, Vanderberg, Edmondson and Borge, and then Steiger mid of Doak, Morris, Azaz, Hackney and Hamilton, and Latte Lat up front. We can't forget Latte Lat, can we? Bristol City with O'Leary in goal, back four of Tanner, Viner, McNally and McCrory with good defence, and Steiger mid of Hirakawa. I'll forget that one. Williams, Bird, Knight and Mehmeti, and Naki Wells up front. So pretty good side, but I probably prefer Borough, but yeah, they've got to be more clinical than what they have been in the last few games. We got to there. Millwall versus Derby. Millwall are good at home, aren't they? Let's see what Millwall can do. They have to be favourites at home, don't they? Really? Let's see. With James Jensen in goal, we've got Leonard Tanganga. Oh, please, come on, give me some names I can pronounce. Cooper and Brian at the back. Watmore, Denor, Honeyman, Saville and S in Steiger mid, and then Longstaff up front. Derby County, we have Zetterstrom in goal, a back four of Nyambe, Nelson, Cashin and Forsyth. And it's a 4-3-3 with Goodman, Adams and Harness in midfield, Jackson, Yates and Blackett Taylor up front. Derby are really going for an all-out attack on this one, aren't they? Will they do it against a side that have started to show that they're damn good at home? QPR versus Portsmouth, and QPR with Nardi in goal, Cook, Dunn and Fox at the back, mid of Ashby, Madsen, Field and Powell. In attack we have Chair and Dembele supporting Michael Fry. And Portsmouth, can they get their first win? Schmidt in goal, Williams, Poole, McIntyre and Ogilvy. Staggered mid of Lang, Pack, Sadie, Potts and Murphy, and Marco Mahoney up front. We will wait and see. QPR did finish well last season, but they don't seem to have had that same impetus this season. Maybe Portsmouth can do it, maybe they can't. Let's see. Sheffield Wednesday we go to next. Go to Hillsborough, and it's Sheffield Wednesday with Beadle, of course, in Beadle at the back. Here's Beadle about. We've got in front of him, we've got Valerie, Bernard and Famewo. In midfield we've got Valentin, Charles, Bannon and Johnson. We've then got Gassama and Kabaki supporting Ugbo up front. Pretty good, they've been doing quite well. They've gelled quite well as well. Burnley with Trafford in goal, back four of Humphreys, Egan Riley, Esteve and Roberts. A staggered mid of Colosio, Cullen, Lauren, Brownhill and Anthony, and Zian Fleming up front. We have to prefer that Burnley side is just an extremely good Championship side, isn't it? And we have to think that that's going to be one of the trains to stop this year, isn't it? But Sheffield Wednesday are very good at home. That crowd really does make the extra man, doesn't it? And we've got 3 minutes to complete the Stoke versus Norwich. Will Norwich have some luck with poor decisions and let's just say penalties that aren't penalties and goals that aren't goals? Stoke City will Stoke turn up, as some of you have been saying? Stoke sometimes turn up and sometimes don't. Well, the team that's turned up today is Victor Johansson in goal. He came from Rotherham. He's made a couple of really bad mistakes from what I've seen, and it's not like him, but yet when you make mistakes in the Championship, you usually get punished, and the ones I've seen he's managed to get away with. Wilmot, Rose, Gibson and Stevens in front of him. We've got a staggered mid of Kumas, Morgan, Manouf, Berger and Jun Ho, and then Thomas Cannon up front. Norwich will be trying to make them make more mistakes by putting George Long in goal. A back four of Fisher, Duffy, Cordoba, Doyle, a staggered mid of Kanak, Nunez of course, Silman, McLean and Borja Saints, and Josh Sargent up front. So that's a 4-2-3-1 versus a 4-2-3-1. But Norwich have really started to just edge back into that idea that they are a top six side. And let's face it, if you've got somebody like Nunez in there, you're not good. I mean, he is Kenny. Most of those players there, I don't think I can pick one out that's not a really good Championship player. And for them to have started so, I think, poorly. I really do think they started a lot more poor than what I thought they would. We've seen them take off recently and start to play a little bit better. Let's see if they do. We're 1 minute away from kickoff, and we will now set up our... It lets me set up our coverage. The clock's just gone. Let's just see who I will be. Oh, that's it. Yeah, it has to be Blackburn versus Swansea. So we're going to be going with the Blackburn Swansea game. I paid for a couple of League One teams over the last couple of weekends. So we've had a Rotherham, we've had a couple of Barnsley ones. So we're going to go with a Championship one.
Sunny afternoon, as it appears from our TV pictures from Lancashire, and Blackburn Rovers get it underway.
So Blackburn Rovers have now started, and here we go with John Esser's Sports Channel and 3 o'clock kickoffs on the 19th of October 2024, and we are with Blackburn versus Swansea. We also have Middlesbrough, Bristol City, Millwall, Derby, QPR versus Portsmouth. Can Portsmouth get that win? Sheffield Wednesday, Burnley. Can Sheffield Wednesday keep Burnley out? Stoke, Norwich. Will the Norwich train start to grind into action? Blackpool, Barnsley. Can Barnsley's poor form turn around and stop the Blackpool new manager train? Bolton, Burton in League One, and can Burton get their first win? And Cambridge, Wigan, Charlton versus Stockport, Huddersfield versus Bristol Rovers, and we've already got our first 2 goals, and it's my side's already gone down. It's 2 goals, and it's Rotherham United 0, Wrexham 1, and it's Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 0. My God, we're starting with goals, and it's 2 goals in League One. And it's not going to go good for the Rotherham fans. I fear the worst. So it's Rotherham United losing 1-0. It's Lincoln City winning 1-0 at home to Birmingham. Give you all that one, and let's just see what all the fuss is at Rotherham. So Paul Mullin has scored for Wrexham on 1 minute, straight from kick-off, straight into the net, and Paul Mullin back, James, no, back to a Rotherham throw-in, and at the moment it's Rotherham trying their best to Wrexham now, no, Rotherham United with James, Odoffin now trying to pass it down the left hand side to Bramall back to James to Odoffin in the box, back to Powell, back to James, across to James, back forward to cross it, but it's a Scar and a Conquer will clear that one for Wrexham, and it's looking a little bit ominous there for Rotherham United. Lincoln City, let's have a look at the Lincoln City, because we now I have seen a few of you say that you thought Lincoln City could win this one. I mean, if I haven't got the figures, but yeah, there was a few of you saying Lincoln City could actually win, or at least keep Birmingham to a draw. And we indeed now have Cadamartri has scored on 1 minute, so both teams scored on 1 minute. So Cadamartri scored for Lincoln City on 1 minute to make it Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 0. Hickman now for Birmingham. Back to Iwata, Hickman, Iwata. They're doing a couple of 1-2s in midfield, but not actually getting anywhere. Grandals for Lincoln City. Pushes it forward, but Lincoln City are offside. We are with Blackburn. So Blackburn Swansea is what we can hear in the background. That's the one we're going to be with during the course of the afternoon. As Birmingham build with Iwata and Clara. Iwata. Oh, cross the left. And then they try crossing it straight back to the right, but Jeffries gets it for Lincoln City. Jeffries. Lincoln City have a throw in. Iwata. Birmingham. Cadama, a bit ping pong ball here at the minute. Lincoln City have a throw in. It's quite ping pong ball type, you know. Well, let's just kick it and not particularly aim where we're going to kick it to. And at the minute they're not settling in at Lincoln. It's one then the other, and Lincoln again just lob it forward, and Birmingham try kicking it anywhere, and it goes out for a Lincoln City throw. But there was another Birmingham-Lincoln kick in the middle of that, so it's like Lincoln-Birmingham out, and I'm thinking, oh, keep the ball. We'll just see where this throwing goes, because They may be able to, and then we might go to Sheffield Wednesday. The goalkeeper for Birmingham throws it out, blocks it, throws it out, lands at a Lincoln City player's feet, but he sort of like kicks it sideways, and one of the Birmingham players kicks it out for a throw-in again. We will just wait for this attack to finish. Lincoln City with a dangerous throw on their left-hand side. Short to Ruffin, and it goes out again for a Lincoln City throw. They're really pushing it now. The Lincoln City 1-0 up against Birmingham at home, and they're not frightened to attack. They certainly are. Long throw, but Clara gets that one for Birmingham and kicks it sideways to Anderson, who loses it to Jeffries on the edge of the box and gets pushed gently forward to Ruffin, and Ruffin on the left hand gets into the corner, and 7 minutes and we get the first corner. So we've got a corner to Lincoln City. Just wait and see what happens with it. We will wait and see what happens with this Lincoln City corner before we move away. Going all too far. Sails too far. Goes to Paik, who kicks it out to Diriqua. And Lincoln City now on the right hand side try to rebuild. And at the minute it's all Lincoln City. Believe it or not, it's all Lincoln City. We will come out. There's plenty of other games to go through first. But yeah, we've got Fulham 1, Aston Villa 0. If anybody's interested in that, we've got Southampton 1, Leicester 0. Wow. Let's go into. We did say Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go Sheffield Wednesday. And at the minute, it's pretty evens. It's one shot. Wednesday have had a shot. Burnley have had 2 shots. One shot, and it was on target. Burnley just settling down, I think, at the minute. The both teams not really neither on top, as Burnley make it nice gently through the defence, but Valerie is right in the box there to clear it out. 9 minutes, we have a no, didn't go out for a corner, gets pulled back, and Wednesday suddenly they're going on a run, and Gassama gets it. Gassama gets near the box. Gassama, that was a close tackle. That one could have been dangerously close to a penalty on that one. Famewo grabs it for Wednesday, and Wednesday can try and rebuild from the halfway line. Johnson now back to Beadle. They're just sort of slowing it down because I think the temperatures in the temperature at Hillsborough must have just jumped up a few notches at that point. I think Wednesday was certainly thinking that they were going to get at least a good free kick right outside the box. Burnley kick it out, not very far to Bannon, and kicks it forward, but only as far as Colosio. Laurent Colosio. Anthony. Humphreys. Cullen. Let's turn him up a little bit. He's a little bit quiet from on the sound from Blackburn. Sorry about that. Esteve. Roberts. If you missed the earlier games, we had a humdinger at Cardiff where Sissoko had the ball lobbed at him on purpose to try and get him to react, and he reacted and got sent off, red card, second yellow for reacting badly to a ball being lobbed at him. If you're going to get a ball lobbed at you, don't react. just ask him for a yellow card. He was already on one, so that's it, he's off. Riley, Egan Riley for Burnley. Into the defence again, Trafford, Riley. Ooh, up the right-hand side to Fleming. Lauren, what can Burnley do with this? Colosio, there's a nice little triangle up. Oh, but Charles comes away with that one from Sheffield Wednesday. Intercepts that nicely, which is quite good because he was in the middle of three players. We have a goal at Cambridge. We have a goal at Cambridge and it's gone. Surprisingly enough, Cambridge 1, Wigan 0. If I find that one. So just make sure Cambridge 1. Yeah, it's certainly.
On this occasion, Campbell will roll it forward down the line. Good chance here. Ball played across the 6-yard box. Oh, but there's nobody there.
Cambridge 1, Wigan 0. Just type that one in for you all and push that one to you. Yeah, so it was quite an eventful game. 5-0 to Cardiff. Could have been more, but they took what I thought was their best central player out on about 60-70 minutes, and I thought, I don't know what you're doing now, because I think it was Turnbull, and he was doing really, really well. He was a central kingpin, and all of a sudden they played well, but they didn't play as well as what they were before. A goal at Blackburn.
Giving the thumbs up and the applause to
Gage.
on that right hand side. It dropped in up over the penalty area.
Yep.
There's a real push and pull on that far side.
I
I think
know.
it may have been Gage Dolan actually who puts it back in, but it hits Gay and drops into the net. That's what we weren't quite sure about as to who it hit eventually. Gay is claiming it. Dolan it is who gets the congratulations as well, but Gay is saying it hit me last and therefore it is in the back of the net. He will claim it, I'm sure, but whether or not it will go down as
Blackburn.
we're not quite sure.
How the radio's ahead of my visuals? I can't believe it. I'm thinking, what's happened here? My visuals are behind the radio. It's never been like that. Absolutely never. Yeah, Blackburn has scored, and it's Blackburn 1. Swansea 0. That's going to be difficult now because I'm used to the radio being behind what I can see. I'm not used to the radio being ahead of me. I like to be able to see it before I hear the radio tell me what the score is. So that's going to be annoying. So Lincoln, Cambridge and Wrexham in League 1. Oh, Stockport. Charlton 0, Stockport 1. We're getting a few goals in here, guys. We will be going through some of the championship games immediately, but whenever we're getting goals, I will have to stop and just update the ticker for you. If I find Charlton. Charlton 1, Stockport 0. I think it's Stockport into the championship. Oh, for heaven's sake, another goal in the championship, and my local side, Portsmouth, are now behind again, and it's QPR 1, Portsmouth 0. And it looks like being a miserable day again for the Portsmouth mob, because they don't seem to be able to get a win anywhere. So let's just stay with Blackburn for a minute. Blackburn now passed it back into the defensive area with Carter. Tries pushing it forward through the middle, but Grimes grabs it and kicks it out. I think he actually tried passing it to Blanchini, but it went out for a Burnley throw-in. And then Costello and Blanchini have a bit of a tussle, and it comes out to the left-hand side for Tronstadt for Blackburn, and crosses it in back to the opposite side, but Timon grabs it for Swansea and gives it to Darling. Darling now running from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Cabango. Back to Darling in the middle. And Swansea are just gently trying to build this. Key in the middle. And they're trying to get over. Well, if they get over the halfway line would be a good idea. Again, lads. Back to Vigouroux. And Vigouroux can try and play it again from back end. Indeed, I think I think they are. The radio is annoyingly 30 seconds ahead of me. Throw in for Blackburn, but he gives it to Grimes and for Swansea, and Swansea can try and build through Grimes and. Blancini for Swansea has a shot, but it's way off target. And Beck kicks it out, but gets halfway line for Swansea. Swansea try a through ball, but Swansea are offside. Let's go some more games because it's nice to just cover several games as it's Fulham 1, Aston Villa 1. So we have got Blackburn 1, Swansea 0, Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 0. Let's have a look at that. Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 0. At the minute, Middlesbrough are well on top here. They really are pushing. They got 65% possession, Middlesbrough, which is really good. They had 4 shots from that as well, which is also really good. So Borough are well in command in this, and Bristol City, no shots. They've only had 6 attacks for heaven's sake, so they're not doing very well at all. Let's have a look at the actual game. Morris now for Bristol City. Now, every time I've said in the 12:30 games that someone wasn't playing very well, they scored. So I've just said Bristol City weren't playing very well. Let's see what they do. They bloody do as well. Edmondson for Borough, and Edmondson now on the left hand side. Sorry. Back to Vandenberg, Morris. Trying to play it. Morris trying to play it down that left-hand side, but the goalie for Bristol City kicks it straight into the other half again, and Dien can build with Vandenberg from defence, and Middlesbrough kick it forward again. It's a long. That's 2 long high balls way up into the other area, and Zach Viner grabs that one, kicks it. It's supposed to be a pass, but one of the Middlesbrough players intercepts it, kicks it. So like half a pass, half a goal attempt from the halfway line, sort of thing. And the goalie grabs it. We've now got Wells down for Nicky Wells back down for Bristol City, so we'll come away from that one. But at the minute, it's all Borough gently building forward down the left. Usually, not clinical enough at the minute, but they do seem to be on top. And we've had another goal at QPR. We haven't got down that far yet. If anybody wants to see a particular team, we're going down the championship at the minute. It's now QPR 1. Portsmouth 1, and Portsmouth have equalised. We will get down there. The next game is Millwall Derby, and we'll go to Millwall Derby. And what's happening here? Well, Derby are on top as far as possession's concerned, but not much difference as far as goal scoring attempts really. Two chances for Millwall, 1 on target, 1 for Derby, none on target. We've got a throw in now for Millwall in the Derby half. And they've certainly amassed a good team, Derby County, and you know, certainly while Warren was at Rotherham, he was never going to get the sort of money backing that he's got at Derby, was he? And he spent well, and I think that they'll do well. But it's certainly an interesting team they've got together, and there has been another goal in League One, and it's at Lincoln City. You can guess where it's gone, can't you? It's Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 1. Oh, why did I believe that they weren't going to get away with it? Hey, why did I believe it? I can't find them now. Where's Lincoln gone? Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 1. And has the train started to move for Birmingham? Because it certainly looks like it. We've got the Charlton. All right, we will go down and pick up on those later, because we've got the Cambridge one, didn't we? So where are we? Throw in for Millwall, yeah, on the right hand side.
Really seemed to get much power on it. It just bobbles to the goalkeeper like it was a pass, and it's an easy clean up for the goalkeeper.
Millwall at the minute seem to be on sort of just keeping the ball, doing quite well. Certainly the side on I would say is on top in the Millwall game is Millwall. I was expecting it really, because Millwall have been proving that they're quite good at home. We appear to have got a bit of an injury, to be honest, and we're waiting for an injury to be cleared. We'll come away, because there is an injury. They are dealing with an injury at Millwall. So we'll come away from that for now. So we have Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. We're going to go to the QPR game, because 2 goals here already. So what game like? Well, it's 65% possession to QPR. 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. It's just gone up. Portsmouth 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. So Portsmouth now back in defence with Schmidt, and he can try and build from the back. So Portsmouth playing mainly in defence at the minute, not quite able to get past that midfield. So QPR doing a really good job in midfield, keeping Portsmouth from getting anywhere in particular. Portsmouth are doing well, but they just can't. They just don't seem to be able to get past that midfield line, passing it along the back line. Occasionally trying to probe down the left and right, but they're not actually making any headway. Try and get it on here. Freddie Potts scored for Portsmouth. Dembele, of course, scores for QPR. QPR go down. Jimmy Dunn has a shot on goal, but it's from outside the box, and Portsmouth just managed to sort of make sure that shot was from outside the box. So Portsmouth are doing a good job when QPR are attacking. They're certainly making sure that they only shoot from distance. I want to go to the other one, didn't we? We want to go. Brownhill has a shot for Burnley. So Burnley are starting to up the ante at away at Sheffield Wednesday. I just wanted quickly to go through all the Championship games for you because it's nice to know how each one's going. We're 25 minutes in. At the minute, I was expecting Norwich to be on top. Norwich are on top, 62% play. However, with 38% play, Stoke City have had 4 shots, 1 on target. Norwich City haven't had 1 on target or had 1 shot yet, which is quite shocking. Yet they've had the opportunity to shoot because they've got an XG of 1.1. So they've obviously had the chances. They've had the ball in the right area. And Saints is on the edge of the box for Norwich and has a good chance of crossing it in. But he crosses it, pulls it back instead to Doyle and tries threading it through instead of pushing it over the top, and Wilner cuts it out for Stoke City. And at the minute, we asked at the beginning, will Stoke City actually turn up? It looks like Stoke City have actually turned up, guys. They're actually playing football. No, but honestly, people, you guys were all telling me it all depends if Stoke City turn up. Sometimes they turn up and they play bloody good. And other times they don't turn up and they play absolutely awful. At the minute, Stoke City seem to have turned up and they are actually playing quite well. In fact, they're the only team that's actually having shots on target, on goal, at goal even. So, as we just check the goals there, it looks like at the minute Stoke City, 27 minutes. Yeah, by half time, if anybody's going to score at the minute, you'd be saying Stoke City. Blackpool versus Barnsley. And at the minute, Blackpool, Barnsley, they're about even, but Blackpool are having more shots than Barnsley. They have it with Morgan at the minute. And they try and thread it down the left-hand side to try and cross it, but they have to pull back. Trying to get my other system up as well. And it goes to the end, and Barnsley has scored. Barnsley from nowhere. Keeler Dunn has managed to score on that one. And trying to get that one. 27 minutes. Keeler Dunn, and we're. That one's actually frozen there, isn't it? That's frozen back. So Keeler Dunn scored for Barnsley.
Nobody able to get a touch on it. In the black shirt, the ball squirms across the box and out of play for a throw-in, but a great opportunity for Swansea.
We'll put that one up.
We talked about chances and how the cross has been a bit.
Barnsley are one of those odd ones, aren't they? Because Barnsley are they either lose it in the first few minutes or they lose it in the last few minutes. So we're just hoping from our Barnsley supporters that Barnsley don't go and lose it in the second half, because at the minute it's Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1.
So goal in the Championship first of all, then Joseph. Let's tidy that up.
Yes, and it is for Bristol City. It is 1-0 now against Middlesbrough, and the goal scorer is Mehmet.
Yeah, Mehmet with the goal as well, I believe, for Southampton. They now lead by 2 goals. We've got confirmation of the score.
So we have. Let's do the scroll on this, because I think we've got goals going in the. Got Blackburn 1, Swansea 0.
Blackburn leading by a goal to 0 as we go across the half-hour mark. Grimes has it.
So they're just saying Bristol City have scored, and I've not got any. Anything on that one. Yeah, Bristol City have scored. I'm going to have to reset that app I'm going to have to reset that one. That has now stopped working. Bristol City have scored. You just hang on with me while I reset that. So Bristol City have scored. It's Borough 0, Bristol City 1. It's Millwall 0, Derby 0. It's QPR 1, Portsmouth 1. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 0. It's Stoke City 0, Norwich 0. But although Norwich have got the majority of play, Stoke City have actually turned up today and are pressing quite well. In fact, they're the only team to have actually got shots on goal. In League One, we have Barnsley, Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1. We have Bolton 0, Burton 0. We have Cambridge 1. Cambridge have now scored a second, and it's Cambridge 2, Wigan 0. And it's Charlton 0, Stockport. What did I put on that? That's the wrong way. Nobody's telling me I'm getting it wrong way round. Charlton 0, Stockport 1. I'm listening to that guy. It's Huddersfield 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 1. Birmingham have equalised. Surprise, surprise. Mansfield has a goal at Mansfield. Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1. It's Northampton 0, Leyton Orient 0, and it's my side Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. Now we'll transfer everything over to there. Go back into the Blackburn Swansea. As Swansea have a shot, but it's off target, and Blackburn can build from the back.
And the ball will come off back and go straight behind for a corner kick. And Beck having to race back and make the block. Will be a corner kick to Swansea from their right.
Swansea actually have a corner kick there.
Quality
As we move away,
to the area here as
we were going to
Cabango come forward.
a quick look at the Stoke Norwich game.
12 months ago, scoring from a corner kick. Can he do the same again here as the ball is lifted in towards the
So
far post
Stoke City
back?
0, Norwich 0,
Almost behind
and Norwich
for a
are
goal kick as the ball
certainly on
goes,
they're trying to get back into this, but and they have started to get into the. They've actually had 4 shots in the last last 6 minutes. So Norwich have started now to start pushing forward, and they are doing quite well. So Norwich City starting to come back now.
Especially with Ronald down that right hand side, he's causing them all sorts of issues. But the tracking back from Blackburn is really, really good.
It's been excellent so far. 10 minutes to go to the break. Blackburn leading by a goal to nil. A couple of goals in the Premier League. We'll tell you about those in our next.
Southampton 2, Leicester 0. I've just seen that one. It's just come up. Cambridge 2, Wigan 0. Blackpool
Across their midfield as it stands at the moment. It's been a good defensive performance since they went in front from this Blackburn side.
Blackpool are losing. I'm losing it with my app. Hang on, I'm going to have to reboot the whole phone, aren't I? Just to annoy me. It's sorry guys, but my connection here has just gone. I'm going to have to reboot that. While that reboots, because I'm not getting any feedback from my live stream, it's frozen, so I'm going to have to reboot it. Lincoln City, Birmingham. Let's go to Sky to see what's happening there. And since the goal, we've had mainly, there's a hell of a lot of fouls by Lincoln City, to be honest. Moylan's just did a foul on Iwata, and Iwata has a free kick in his own area, in the Birmingham area. So whenever Lincoln City seem to be attacking and in the Birmingham area, they seem to be coming across some very tough tackling. And at the minute, the ref seems to be siding down to the Birmingham squad, because there's a hell of a lot of fouls. I don't know whether it gives us a number of fouls. It does, doesn't it, in here? It's not updated it. There's at least six fouls in the last 10 minutes in that game. So it's getting quite heated there. And we have a goal at Huddersfield. And this has gone probably more the way that we expect it to. It's Huddersfield 1, Bristol Rovers 0. I did put that one in there for you all. And do apologise for having to reboot the thing. It's really annoying when it does that. It's annoying to you, it's annoying to me. It really peeves me off. So Charlton 0, Stockport 1. Huddersfield 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 1, Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, Orient drawing 0-0 at Northampton, and Rotherham are losing at home to Wrexham. So we shall put that one in there. I hope my phone and the tablet are okay, because at the minute we are flying blind, as they say. I'm just trying to keep you happy now, which is very, very difficult when everything around you is falling apart. It's not usually like this. Please like and subscribe. I do need some likes and subscribes. The more you give me, the more I can reach that goal of getting some cash in, and then I can start to pay for some more lives and some more, perhaps even get some sort of more Now TV coverage. So Bristol City are still winning 1-0 away at Borough, and surprisingly enough, they've only got 37% of the play, but they've had 2 shots, 1 on target and 1 goal, whereas Borough have had 63% possession, 7 on target and 7 shots at target, 1 on target and no goals at all. I am... Oh, I know. Wrexham are just... Wrexham are... 1 minute. It took 1 minute for Wrexham to score. Absolutely. I'm really annoyed because my coverage has gone. It just froze on me, and I go, how the hell can I do anything if the internet loses the coverage? So we've got Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. We've got Borough 0, Bristol City 1. We've got Millwall 0, Derby 0. But Millwall are really top in the ascendancy. We've had a goal at Sheffield Wednesday. I'm sure I didn't have that one on here. We'll just make sure. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 1, and Burnley were indeed pushing forward a lot, pushing forward a fair bit more than what Sheffield Wednesday were. So Burnley 1. Let's have a go at who it is. It will tell me who it is. Anthony on 37 minutes. So 3 minutes ago, Anthony scored there for Burnley. We will be getting the Blackburn game audio back up any second now when it catches me up. So Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1. 36 minutes down there. that whole site's gone down. Why is that the whole bloody site's gone down? It really pissed me off. The site that I use has just gone and crashed. It's a betting site, whereas Bet365's app's gone down. Garmin Connect, no fucking Garmin Connect. Sorry guys, give me a second because I am having internet issues and it's just annoying me the hell out of me. Reconnect. I've rebooted everything for you, so hopefully we get back on track. But this is annoying when things like that. If I was able to pay for more of the lives, I'd be fine. But unfortunately, I'm not. I've not got enough subscribers to do things like that. Bet365 giving me adverts when when their system has just crashed. Why do you want to give me an advert when your system has just crashed? We go to the commentary on this. So Blackpool have just missed a shot by Elliot Embleton, right-footed shot from the right side of the box, but it's gone wide, and at the minute. Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. I can't even go with their odd. Everything's gone on that one. What time are we on? 43. We will have to go with the Sky app, which is not ideal. And then during half time, I will be trying to find a different place to go because that is not working for me. We will go to. We'll stick with the Blackpool Barnsley one, I think. So Duguidny gets a free kick in the Barnsley defence. So Barnsley can try and build from the back with 3 minutes to go. Foul by Apter. I think with 1 minute to go, this is not working, is it? So I'm going to have to go away from that one. I know where to go. When things go wrong, why do they go wrong during a live stream? We're going to live score. He said, my backup plan is always to go to live score. Live score is not bad, but it doesn't give you the same information that I'm getting from the lives. So unfortunately, we're flicking to live score because that just seems to have died. It still says Blackpool 0, Barnsley 0 on that on Bet365, which we know is completely wrong, don't we, Jake? So let's find the Blackpool game then, shall we? So 45 minutes plus 1, and there's only 1 minute extra time in Barnsley, and oh dear, I think Bet365 are having an issue. They're saying it's on 46 minutes and it's Blackpool 0, Barnsley 0, and I'll show you what it's saying. Blackpool 0, Barnsley 0, it says, and it's 46 minutes and 17. So I don't know about you, Jake, but I think Bet365 might have got it wrong. So we are on 1 minute plus 13. 1 minute 13 into the extra time at Barnsley. It was provided by Russell. Jonathan Russell was the one that assisted it. And Barnsley have a goal kick. We're on 47 minutes. Barnsley of the goal kick. I think they're gonna take this one really slow, don't you? Yeah, I think you might. I thought you might like that one, Jake. I mean, it's still showing 0-0. I wonder if I can bet on. I wonder if I can bet on Barnsley getting the next goal. What do you reckon it'll let me? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I'm going to bet £100 on Barnsley getting the next goal and see if it allows me. That's really hilarious. Oh God, it's stuck there again. But yeah, Barnsley are keeping it in defence at the minute, and they're not letting it out. It's plus 2 minutes. It should have finished by now, so that looks like that's finished. 47. It's just finishing off. We'll go in. We're going into the half times now, as we have 44 minutes at Blackpool. So another 3 minutes on Blackpool. Probably by now it'll be another 2 minutes. Bolton versus Burton is still 0-0. Cambridge 0. Cambridge 2. Wigan 0. Stockport winning 1-0 at Charlton. Surprisingly, Huddersfield are now 2-0 up at home to Bristol Rovers. So we'll put that one on. Fine. So Huddersfield are now 2-0 up at home to Bristol Rovers. Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 1, Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, Leyton Orient are 0-0 away at Northampton, and it's Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. We're going to take a break. We'll see you on the just before we get to the second half. It will also give me time to kick the systems into bloody action, because it's still saying that Barnsley are still 0-0 after 47 minutes, which I think Jake might be a bit horrified about. Haha, you did well then. I hope you won lots of money, Jake, because perhaps you ought to bet on him. Go on to Bet365 and bet on him scoring next, because he's not got a goal yet. I hope. Well done. Perhaps you ought to bet on Wrexham beating Rotherham. I'll see you all after the break. I really do need to try and get this. It's finished half time. Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. So half times are coming in. I'm going to have to go for a break, mainly because the live just. The live and the internet seems to be playing total arse with me. And I shall see you in about 10 minutes' time. welcome, welcome, and thanks to you know something that the Bet365 app says that it's now Blackpool 0, Barnsley 0, and it's 57 minutes and 51 seconds into the game. Yeah. I think that's shagged, isn't it? So we're not on that anymore. The Stockport game. I actually paid for the. I'm now enlisted on Barnsley's website for coverage. So I went on to buy a pass for the Barnsley and Stockport game, and I don't think you turned up. But yeah, it was a really good game to be on. I was glad I did it. I did say I was going to do it. It was one of those, like, was it Friday game or is it a Sunday game? But it wasn't a Saturday game. It was a different. I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was a really good game to see. So we have actually had a few goals that we didn't see because the whole of Bet365. I've tried it on different computers, and the whole of Bet365 has just crashed. So the Bet365 system has just totally gone to pot, which means we can't get any radio from it, and we can't get any. We can't get any. Let's just see if we can, but we can't get any video either because it gives videos out occasionally, and apparently it won't. So that's that one dead.
From an attacking point of view, just a good work from Key down the right hand side, but his cross couldn't be turned home as he flashed across the 6-yard box. Half time, Blackburn Rovers won.
Oh, we've got a radio back. They've got their radio back.
Blackburn Rovers, and again they find themselves in.
We can have the Blackburn Rovers radio. The radio's on time.
Right across the defence. Found Dolan, who hooked it back towards goal. It may well have hit Gay on the way. Both players.
Yeah, we'll forget the scores. We'll keep the radio on. We ain't going to get any visuals on that, but we can if we go somewhere else. So we have. We'll go with the Championship. Blackburn Rovers 1, Swansea 0, Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 2. And I'd say that's against the run of play, but Middlesbrough just haven't been clinical enough in the end. They've lots of shots, but just not on target. Millwall 0, Derby 0, and Millwall are really in the ascendancy, but they're not getting the clinical final ball on that. QPR 1, Portsmouth 1, and Portsmouth came back, but they're certainly second in the race there on. They don't look like winning. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 1. Burnley have been pressing Sheffield Wednesday for quite a while. Not surprised they got in the lead there. One of the ones that we missed was Stoke City 1, Norwich 1, and Stoke City were quite. They actually played. They were playing quite well, and that's why. So in 45 minutes, Karnak scored for Norwich, and then 6 minutes later, 45 plus 6 minutes added time, Manoff scored for Stoke City. And Stoke City have actually turned up today. A lot of the people I've been talking to and have said, well, yeah, it depends if Stoke City turn up today and if they don't. And Manoff managed to equalise there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Stoke go on to win it because they've turned up. They've actually turned up. More than I could say for Rotherham, but the Stoke City have actually managed to turn up to the game today. So that's that one. Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1, and that is we're now into the second half. We'll come back to that in a minute. Bolton 0, Burton 0. That's started. in the second half. Cambridge 2, Wigan 0, Charlton 0, Stockport 1, Huddersfield 2, Bristol Rovers 0, Lincoln 1, Birmingham 1, and Birmingham have equalised there. Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, Northampton 0, Leyton Orient 0 seems to be a pretty dull game, and Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. Let's go into one of the games that started. Let's go into Jake's game, and let's go for Blackpool versus Barnsley. And Blackpool have a throw in on the left hand side. See where Blackpool go with this.
Card out. Discussion either from the Swansea players. We'll see the replay again here, Joseph.
You can see the stats while we wait for that. You know, we've only had one shot each on target for Blackpool and Barnsley, and yeah, one shot for Blackpool on target, one shot for Barnsley on target, and only one goal that's gone for Barnsley. Pretty much even apart from that. Barnsley managed to intercept that and do a long shot for into the box, but Blackpool have a goal kick.
Does well to take it down, but then gives the ball away as Key comes back again to cover.
We are still listening to the Blackburn. We've managed to get the Blackburn. We've managed to get the Blackburn radio up, even if I can't. Even if the video says it's. Yeah, the video's way behind. God knows what that one is.
First of all, before Hashi, Pickering, Sigurdsson, Toth and Vyman. For Swansea this afternoon, Abbey, Abdullahi, Allen, Fulton, McLaughlin, Norton, Pert Harris, Chojanon and Vivotnik are the options there.
49 minutes now at Blackpool. And the Givney's got the ball for Barnsley in the in his own area on the right hand side.
Challenging for it, one or two half-hearted appeals for a penalty for the supporters behind the goal, but nothing coming from the referee at all. Just gives a corner and the challenge on Dolan, but again Cabango just doing enough. The ball is out of play then for the corner kick from the right hand side.
I'm gonna have to try something else here because it's not.
Take it. Cantwell is over there.
That's still sticking on there, which is really annoying.
Another goal in the championship though.
Sorry about this, we are having technical issues. Yeah, it's not going to work, this, Jake. The whole tracking system's just disappeared. Every single game has now stopped sending out what's happening. So without an actual listen along is now not possible. The only thing I can do is pull back the Blackburn Swansea game. Which we'll do on Bet365. We'll listen along to the Blackburn Swansea game because we know we can listen to that one. And I do apologise. We're going to have to pay for it next weekend because getting it via the Bet365 app hasn't worked. And just log into it and we shall see. It's still Fulham 1, Aston Villa 1 according to that one, but who knows? Sorry about this. It ain't working. Now Blackburn, Bristol City 2. So back into that one. We can definitely play you the commentary on it. We know that. So there's the commentary for the Blackburn Swansea game.
Now the free kick was to Swansea anyway for the initial challenge on Grimes.
So we can play that. We can listen to the Blackburn Swansea game. While I try and get some form of excuse me. I'm trying to get the information from the Blackpool Barnsley game. Barnsley have a throw in on right next to the Blackpool area, so this could be a dangerous throw in here for. That doesn't mean that Rotherham are going to score, though, I'm afraid. Johnson Clark Harris is now injured again. But so they have a throw in right next to the Blackpool goal. And there's been something at Huddersfield. Huddersfield's game.
There's a chance for Swansea, but the header from Cullen goes over. First opportunity for him.
Huddersfield 2. No, that's we'll go to the Barnsley, just see what's happening. It gets cleared down the line, and Blackpool now have it on the right hand side. Apter can try and cross in for Blackpool. And Blackpool are on the attack. But O'Keefe manages to clear it for Barnsley. And O'Keefe on the right hand side can try and bring it out for Barnsley. Still Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1, and it goes down the right side. Eventually gets into the box, but Coulson gets it for Blackpool, and Blackpool can try and bring that one back out again. And Blackpool steadily, they're just playing it along the back now. It's Hambleton for Blackpool, and trying to work his way into the midfield. How many minutes we are? About 55 minutes, and pass it to the left for Coulson for Blackpool, and Blackpool are building gently on their left hand side as we get into 55 minutes.
Just drifted offside on this occasion, so it will be just a
still passing it around in midfield. Blackpool trying to just do one touch football. And he tries getting it into the left hand corner, but Roberts manages to intercept that for Barnsley, and Barnsley can now try and work it away from the back. Not wanting to do too much with it, but then they make a mistake and welly it forward, and Barnsley just didn't have the wherewithal to build slowly there, and Blackpool have got it back on their right hand side, right by their own box, and Blackpool are now starting to try and build up again. Burnley have scored. Burnley are now 2-0 up at away at Sheffield Wednesday. There is a God. So it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 2. I'll look at any more goals for you. It's now, as we would expect, it's Birmingham, and Birmingham are back in front. It's Birmingham 2-1 ahead at Lincoln City. So they come from behind to be leading Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 2. Northampton in that boring game have managed to score. So the bore draw, the one that looked like being a bore draw, has actually been broken by Northampton, and it's Northampton 1, Leyton Orient 0, and we can try and get some resemblance of a decent coverage. As Huddersfield now score again, and Huddersfield are turning up the heat on Bristol Rovers, aren't they? And poor old Taylor, Matty Taylor's going to be thinking, oh God, what have I let myself in for? It's I'm go too far down there, sir. It's Huddersfield 3, Bristol Rovers 0.
Straight out of play off Carter. It will be, in fact, he did come off a tackle last stage, the referee.
And just look at the scores on there, and we go into the Barnsley game anyway. And Embleton now has it in Blackpool's defence. They've nicked it back off of Barnsley as they do yet another attack. And Blackpool can try and build from the back.
In the first half, everybody seems to be happy with it being a goal for Tyrese Dolan.
And they play it down. It goes into the far right for
Substitution will be made.
for Blackpool.
Will come on then. The Japanese player makes his way onto the field. Actually 4 goals already this season. So has the firepower.
Blackpool now trying to attack down that right hand side, and Barnsley are defending quite well at the minute, but how long can they hold out? Because Blackpool are actually pressing quite strongly now.
So Yuki Ohashi is onto the field. Side that leads by a goal to nil at the moment.
59 minutes with Blackpool 0, Barnsley 1.
Left hand side. Actually will make his way down the left hand channel. Can he pull the ball back across? He can, but he manages to intersect 2 Blackburn players, and the ball is cleared away by Grimes, who strides out up towards the halfway line.
We're on a break, we've got an injury break at the minute.
The Blackburn half, referee gives a free kick for the challenge by Beck. The change with Ohashi coming on, as we said.
60 minutes and we have an injury. Why though? Every time we go for something there's a bloody injury. Right, we'll go out of that one. Let's try one of the other games.
Maybe get a second goal and tell Swansea maybe to back off.
And we have a goal at QPR. Will this be the first win of the season for Portsmouth? It's QPR 1, Portsmouth 2, and my local side just down the road has now... Birmingham shocker, yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, we didn't expect that at all. It's not usually like this. It's usually a lot better. All the systems seem to be playing up at the same time, because we even have Sky Bet's app is also playing up as well. So all the apps are playing up. So the central system that tracks the play is now off. Has that actually managed to start again? I think Bet365 may, he says, may be back online.
Yeah, again, it's Ronald causing the issues. He heads that ball back. Who's there?
Let's have a look. Is Bet365 back? I prefer Bet365. It's a lot easier. Embleton, Morgan. Yes, we're back online with Bet365. I give them enough money, for God's sake. They should be able to give me a good. I pay them enough to do this. Earl for Barnsley. He kicks it side left to the right, and it goes out for a throw into Blackpool. And they throw it backwards. Embleton back forward to Lawrence Gabriel. Lawrence Gabriel. Keeler Dunn grabs it from him. Keeler Dunn down the left hand side. I prefer it like this. This starts getting interesting, Jake. When I can do this, I'm happy. Keeler Dunn is... Don't you dare stop on me now. To Earl. Keeler Dunn to Earl. Earl to Keeler Dunn. Keeler Dunn tries running past the halfway line. Oh, pushes a ball right into the right-hand side of the box, but it gets cleared all the way down to the other side of the pitch. Barnsley's goalkeeper kicks it out, but only as far as the halfway line, and one of their players kicks it back to Casey in defence, and Barnsley just aren't controlling the ball at the minute. They need to keep it a little bit more. As soon as they get it, they're wellying it out. And Pennington now. Pennington for Blackpool. And I do apologise for all that garbage that's just gone on. That's not what I usually like here. It's usually a lot better than this. But all the systems went down. And Barnsley again get it in the final third and lose it. And it's like Coulson again intercepts it. Casey forward down the right hand side to Offia. Back to Pennington. Blackpool now playing it along midfield. Morgan on midfield. Played a couple of 1-2s in midfield. It's still Middlesbrough still losing. Morgan in midfield. Blackpool playing it along in midfield now, trying to just keep the ball, I think. De Givney for Barnsley now in defence, and De Givney can try and keep it. Can they do something with it in defence? What will they do? They're passing it along nicely. It's now De Givney and Connell having a good set of 1-2s in defence, and they're not intending on getting out of that defensive area very quickly. Now they've been bitten a couple of times in the last few minutes. And it goes back to De Givney. He runs. It's sort of slowly making the way, the pair of them, into midfield, and they're approaching the halfway line. But I tell you what, they are taking the time. They're not trying to overdo this and overthink it. It comes back to Roberts, but it's still with Barnsley, and Barnsley are doing a good job at keeping the ball. The possession certainly seems to be a lot better in the last few minutes. So we're into 60 minutes, 65 minutes. Barnsley are they're going to lose it to Offia on the left-hand side, and Offia intercepts that one, and he's going to try and. Will he try and go down the right-hand side, or will he try and cross it over to the left flank? Is the question.
Despite the fact there hasn't been too much from Swansea with all this possession, you still feel there's a goal in them somewhere.
Yeah, I think a goal is coming. You know, Blackburn are putting on the pressure on their defence, but I definitely think a goal is coming for Swansea, and they're applying pressure to Blackburn.
So let's have a look at. So let's see if it will let me have a look at that one. Sheffield Wednesday have a shot on target for once, and they seem to be trying to come back into it. The Burnley are certainly tightening the screw, though. Burnley are certainly in control. They've had more shots and more shots on target, but Burnley 2-0 up, and at the minute they don't look like stopping it. Burnley take it back off Wednesday with Egan Riley on the left-hand side, and Burnley can try and build from the right on the left-hand side.
Coming to the penalty area, drives the ball in. It's cleared away though from the far post before Canwell can get there, and Swansea should be able to clear.
Swansea clearing it. Blackburn again. See, Blackburn are winning it back again, and they keep nicking it back. He gets into the penalty area. Hazard blasted it, but blasts it well wide, and again you get Swansea are just whenever they get the ball, they seem to be losing it straight away, which is just not. That's what's doing them in at the minute. Barnsley have it with Craig again. Defensive line steadily moving into midfield.
Yes, and it is a goal for Leicester. We'll get confirmation on
Yeah, that's Southampton 2, Leicester 1. So that's an interesting goal. It's Blackpool. Oh no! It's Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1, and I'm sorry, Jake, but Blackpool have just scored. I went away to a different game, and Blackpool have indeed got a goal. There's a couple. I'll put that one on because there's been another goal in League One as well. So we'll go through the other goals that have just popped up. Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. I'll put it all on the ticker. Make sure everything's right. It's sideways. We've got Blackburn 1, Swansea 0, Borough 0, Bristol City 2. We've got Millwall 0, Derby 0, QPR 1, Portsmouth 2. We've got Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 2. Wednesday losing there. Stoke City 1, Norwich 1. 2 goals before the half time. We've got Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1. We've actually got Bolton 2. I mean, this has been a game and a half in the second half, in the last bit, hasn't it? The second half, 3 goals already. Bolton 2, Burton 1. We got Cambridge 2, Wigan 0, Charlton 0, Stockport 1. We have Huddersfield 3, Bristol Rovers 0. We have Lincoln City 1. Surprise, surprise. Birmingham 2, Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1. Northampton 1, Leyton Orient 0 in the boring game of the day. And Rotherham United 0, Wrexham 1. So we'll transfer that. We're just going to have a quick look at the Rotherham game, and it's not looking too good for the Millers at the minute. Stats down there: 70% possession to Rotherham. However, how many shots have we had? Shots off target 4, shots on target 5. And to be honest, you know, if you're going to have 5 shots at target, you need to be getting one of them in. You need to be getting one in the goal. So unfortunately, it does look like Rotherham are going to be scuppered today.
Second substitution will be for Blackburn Rovers. Britain still waits on the sideline to come on. It is going to be Ryan Hedges who will.
Blackburn Rovers making a substitution.
Joseph, and a good performance as well, I think, from Hedges. He's been a bit more of the dirty work rather than anything too fancy.
They're taking Hedges off, which is probably a good thing. He's not. He's more of the sort of tough guy, I think. Hedges, so that's where he's been today against Swansea. He's just been the guy to get his foot in and try and get the ball.
Change as well here for Swansea as Cullen heads off the field. And in his place will be Miles Burt-Harris. Burt-Harris comes onto the field for Cullen.
Don't forget that one again.
Rather lovely furrow up there.
So we are in 58 minutes.
So, 2 changes for
At the
them.
minute, Barnsley are doing quite well. They've just been caught out by a quick break from Blackpool, I do believe. But it is difficult because I'm flying a little bit blind here. Blackpool now starting to build again from Casey, and Blackpool, I think, are coming back into it. Casey scored that goal on 68.
Turns back.
Uh, 68, yeah. And Blackpool look like they are. Yeah.
Efforts have been called into play so far from a Blackburn point of view, particularly in the second half. But as we said, with the changes,
I'm going to be hoping that all my systems are correct for next Saturday, Jake, because this is really annoying.
They want to try and level or even
But we can listen to the Blackburn game. The Blackburn game we know is okay.
They're not really bothered about getting up. They've made some defensive changes, and I think it'll struggle. We've got a counter-attack here.
So,
Opportunities perhaps suddenly all of a sudden.
Pennington
for
for
ball
Barnes.
comes across, shot comes in. Figueroa is there though to make the save after some good work around the edge of the penalty area. Shot was straight at the keeper in the end.
Blackburn.
The ball was worked across onto that left-hand side. Shot driven in. Campbell it was who made the run forward in the first instance. Environment finding himself in a little bit of space, at least for once, having just come off the bench.
Oh, and we've got something at Lincoln City. Lincoln City versus Birmingham. The odds have just been taken out, and it's a Lincoln City corner.
You know, two pairs of fresh legs.
So Lincoln City have a corner.
Difference almost instantly.
It's Lincoln 2, it's Lincoln 1, Birmingham 2. Let's see if they can do anything from the corner. Anderson and Williamson for Birmingham.
It goes out, I should say, for a throw-in. Right now by the corner flag, the whole of the ground now, apart from just around
72 minutes at Lincoln. Short, taking it short to Hamilton. I say a few people do that. They take the free kicks of the corners short, and I can see why, but they want to keep the ball rather than lob it in and think they're going to lose it. But on this occasion, it gets taken up by Birmingham, and it's just a wasted corner, which is a bit of a shame, really. But I go back to Rotherham just to see what's happening there, and Callum Humphreys had it for Rotherham in defence on the right hand side. Trying to play it up forward, but at the minute, as soon as they try threading it up the right hand side, Lee grabs it for Wrexham, and Wrexham goes straight on the counter attack. That back five of Wrexham is just quite lethal. I think it's. I think when you try and get a backer, they always put a back five on, and everybody's sort of like, oh wow, do you really need to? But hey, it works, and it works for them. Nobody seems to be able to get past it, and when
It's
2-2 at Southampton. Wow. As Leicester equalise, and Rotherham are trying to attack down the left-hand side at the minute. It's still Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. But they can't get anywhere past that defence, and they pull it back into Rafferty in sort of right in front of the Rotherham penalty area. And Rotherham are trying to keep the ball now rather than just kicking it up forward, which is probably something they should have done right at the beginning instead of just lobbing it forward. But they go and lob it forward, don't they? And Barnett grabs it for Wrexham on their back right corner. And Rotherham are starting to do that old trick of that the manager likes, of just kicking the ball long and hard and seeing if someone can get on the end of it. And we just don't seem to. We're not good at that. And it comes back into midfield. We try and thread it through. Rafferty gets the ball in the box, but he doesn't seem to be able to actually move with it. Just want to go back to that for a minute. There's something happened at goal kick for Wrexham, so it just goes out and we miss the goal completely. Yeah, there's something in there. Middlesbrough, Bristol City. So what did we have for Middlesbrough, Bristol City? Because at the minute, yeah, Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 2, but they've suspended the betting.
Yeah, it did look a bit like studs up as well there, so yeah, I think a definite foul.
So that's rather odd.
Swansea another chance to maybe try and equalise.
Yeah, good opportunity from their left-hand side, just outside the penalty area, as it got to be, of course.
So Blackburn now trying to just press Swansea. So the one we're listening to is Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. While we're talking about that, we've got Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1, Burton 2-1 down away at Bolton. Charlton 1, Stockport County 1. Now Charlton had to come back. There, and they have managed to come back. So they've equalised at home. So it's now Charlton 1, Stockport 1. Birmingham aren't increasing that 2-1 lead, which is strange because you know what they're like. I expected it to be 2 or 3-0 by now. Northampton still 1-0 up.
Flashes across the box and you end up going out of play, I think, for a throw-in on the far side of the field.
So 65 minutes now at Barnsley. Well, at Blackpool. As Blackpool are having a substitution, Barnsley are making a substitution. Barnsley attack with Ghent. Oh! Blackpool goal! I'm getting the Blackpool. Oh no! Ah! It's the app's gone. The app's gone 5 minutes back. The app's only just bloody caught up. You'll be happy with that, Jake. I've just seen the Blackpool goal. That's how far back the Bet365 is. The Bet365 have just caught up with the Blackpool goal. I don't want to watch that one. That's rubbish. Go away. I thought they'd gone 2-1 up then. Forget that rubbish.
Yep, the first goal in this game against Millwall and Derby. It's for Derby.
Oh.
We'll get confirmation on who has.
I haven't even got that one yet. Derby County.
Leading by a goal to 0 then.
No,
They done in that game in the capital.
I haven't got that. None of my connections have got a Derby. We have a Derby goal on 78 minutes.
Challenges coming.
Yeah, just coming. The radio seems to be quite quick today, but yeah, it's Millwall 0, Derby County 1. Which it's very strange, Jake. I'm getting the radio's actually 30 seconds ahead of the internet for the scores, which is weird because it's not usually that far ahead. Still QPR 1, Portsmouth 2, and it's still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 2. 81 minutes played there. Stoke 1, Norwich 1 in like 2 minutes of madness. Well, 6 minutes of madness before half time. In the extra time, went from 0-0 to 1-1. Still Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1. Thanks, Jake. That was rather worrying seeing that a second time. Bolton still 2-1 up at home to Burton. Cambridge 2, Wigan 0, Charlton 1 have just equalised. Charlton 1, Stockport County 1, Huddersfield 3, Bristol Rovers 1. And here we go. The train hasn't derailed. It's Lincoln City 1, Birmingham. Yeah, you guessed it. 3. Why did I not think that they could keep ahead? Lincoln City went ahead, but Birmingham are soon back in the lead, in command of the game, and it's 3-1 to Birmingham. It's Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, Northampton 1, Leyton Orient 0, and of course my side, Rotherham United 0, Wrexham, Hollywood FC 1, with Mullins scoring on 1 minute.
Break was potentially on down that right hand side. Rankin Costello it was eventually, whose errant pass gives the ball back to the South Wales side.
So Swansea can try and break now.
Halfway line. Black Swans as they are this afternoon in their away kit. And the Rose, of course, in their traditional blue and white halved shirts. Darling has possession on the halfway line. Again, grinds the offer inside.
Swansea getting over the halfway and trying to
First way out, they just work it over onto that right hand side.
gently working it. I mean, they keep working it from the left to the right, and at the minute they're trying down the right hand side.
Ronald changing sides now. Ronald now on the left hand side.
And again, like I say,
To the right for a few
back again into midfield, back down the left hand side.
They're trying to press the space. They come across to Ronald again on the left hand side. Puts the ball in. It comes off a defensive head, I think. Yep.
And
Off the head of
Blackburn will
Carter.
head it out.
Goes over the top and behind for a corner
With the
kick.
Swansea corner. So Swansea are actually doing quite well. They're certainly pressing Blackburn for this equaliser. That final ball is missing, which is really strange because Swansea could do it at the beginning of the season. They were finding it a little easier to get the ball in the net, but they don't seem to have it at the minute. We'll wait for the corner kick and see what happens with this. Blackburn head it, but it's not very far. Swansea grab it, lobs it in, and Swansea kick it back out again. Again, another Blackburn kick it back out again. Another Swansea corner.
Bearded figure makes his way to the corner flag, picks up the ball, drops it down, and whips it in towards that near post area again. It's a defensive head that gets there first, but again it's Swansea who win it back, and then Timon is battling for it. Does really well to actually get it out wide again.
Ooh, Rotherham have a corner. Let's see what Rotherham can do with a corner.
Comes in from higher. Blackburn managed to
It comes in and McCart gets on the end of it, and McCart just can't put it in the net. He passes it back, but McCart's not done anything with that. Good delivery by Rotherham, but just not going to do anything. So that one came in from Swansea, and Blackburn managed to bring everybody back to defend it, and I think it's more of a like 10-man defence here for Blackburn. They're almost having to put every single man behind the line.
4 minutes to go as Allen lifts a high one this time towards the far post. Cabango gets his head on it. It will be kept in play. Just time and keeps it in. Left footed cross in. Not a good one this time, although it is forced to be dealt with by Pears. He rather got underneath it, made a bit of a mess of it really, the cross. He was looking for something, I think, whipped in towards the far post, edge of the 6-yard box perhaps, but it
not doing very well at the minute.
in towards the goal.
Blackburn are in the lead, but they're hanging on rather than anything else.
This one whips in towards the near post. Plenty of Swansea players in there, but it's cleared away again by Blackburn, but straight downfield. The only man near the halfway line is Vigouroux. Picks up possession,
the only person near the halfway line is Vigouroux for Swansea. I mean, come on, the goal is on the halfway line. All the rest of the Swansea players are in the Blackburn half.
Well outside the box, he lifts it. Beautiful first touch from him. Chips a right-footed ball into the penalty area. Flicks header towards the far post, but it's clutched by Pears down towards his post on the left
So with Blackburn are going to start attacking now, or are they going to sort of just sit back and try and soak up the pressure for the last 30 minutes? They're on... we'll do that one.
It's not an
Last 3 minutes. No, that's on the different app. So I've got 3 minutes to go at Blackburn, 87 minutes, and it's Blackburn 1, Swansea 0.
From pairs again. 3 best chances so far in this second half.
Swansea are attacking quite vigorously at the minute.
Really had
Everything seems to have gone quiet, which is really, really strange. The Northampton game, looking at the Northampton game, the stats, it was as boring as hell. Let's see if it still is. Yeah, 1 shot on target for each side during the entire game so far. So, how long have they been playing? This is a game and a half for a supporter, isn't it? I think.
Well, it's for Millwall equaliser in the 85th
Oh,
minute. and it is a
yeah,
bad
we have. We've got an equaliser at Millwall. We do indeed. It's Millwall 1, Derby County 1, and we are getting into the last couple of minutes. And it's QPR 1, Portsmouth 2. Can Portsmouth, my local side, win a game? Their first game of the season. The last time they were doing this, it was against Oxford, and in the last minutes of gameplay, they the Oxford team equalised. Yeah, I do hope they manage to hang on. I do hope they manage to hang on. At the minute, it's 89 minutes at Blackpool, and it's just not looking great. Barnsley have a goal kick at the minute. 4 shots on target for Blackpool, 1 goal. 1 shot on target for Barnsley, 1 goal. I mean, it's a good job you got that 1 goal in, Jake. Shots off target, 6 for Blackpool, 6 for Barnsley. 55% possession to Blackpool, but it doesn't matter if you don't get the ball in the net. Evans has got it for Blackpool at the minute in defence. They'll probably be trying to win this one, I should think. But Blackpool steadily trying to build the ball into midfield. We're going to start seeing the game's finish now. 90 minutes at Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. It's 89 minutes at Middlesbrough 0, Bristol City 2. It's Millwall 1, Derby 1, and that's 90 minutes. QPR 1, Portsmouth 2, 91 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 2, and that's 91 minutes. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1, 90 minutes and 44 seconds. Bolton 2, Burton 1, that's 91 minutes. Cambridge 2, Wigan 0, 85 minutes there. Charlton 1 equalised against Stockport County 1, that's 87 minutes. Huddersfield 3-1 up against Bristol Rovers on 89 minutes. Lincoln 1, Birmingham 3, 89 minutes and 46 seconds. Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, 92 minutes. That one, that's quite way in. Northampton 1, Leyton Orient 0, 90 minutes. And Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1, 88 minutes. So at the minute, it all looks like things will be clearing up very, very soon.
coming on and off for the moment. Cantwell it is who will head off the field. Of course, he takes the applause from 16 parts of the stadium before he finally wanders off the pitch onto that far side.
I believe it's 4 minutes extra time at Blackburn.
On this occasion, the change we'll see. Lewis Baker
And Swansea are making a substitution.
fresh legs in midfield job again. With Lewis Baker onto the field. And that one from Stoke comes on now. And he will make the change to that midfield area.
Barnsley 2,
Play down the left-hand side. Just
Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2. Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got Blackpool 1. Did you say that before I put it in? I just saw it. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2, and Barnsley have managed to nick it in the last dying embers of the game. 93 minutes. 93 minutes 30 seconds of 94 minutes play, and Barnsley have nicked it with 30 seconds to go. Barnsley have managed to get it with 30 seconds left. How the hell have they managed to do that? Jake, you lucky bugger. How on earth? I mean, the other system hasn't even come up with it yet. Wow. 94 minutes of 94 minutes and 8 seconds now at Blackpool, and it should be blowing the whistle any second. And Barnsley have nicked it. Barnsley have actually nicked it. Can't believe it. 90 minutes. Rotherham are making a substitution. It's 91 minutes there. I can't see them doing anything. We'll see what they can do, but making a substitution on 91 minutes is pretty useless. But oh my days indeed. And Swansea has finished. Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. And Swansea were really pressing there. So we can get rid of him. Blackburn have indeed won the game. Again, they've not been. They haven't played that well, but they've got the goal, and they've won the game, and they've done that all season. They're up there because they've just had the run of the green, and I just I don't know. It's like Barnsley don't always get the run of the green. They sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But yeah, Blackburn seem to be getting the run of the green every so often, and people didn't really think that they would, but hell, they have, and good on them. They seem to have done well there. So that's finished. Blackburn 1, Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. So let's see on this one. So who scored that one? Roberts scored that one on for Barnsley on 90 plus 2. They're actually into 96 minutes at Blackpool, but it was only supposed to be 4 minutes of extra time. So God knows how they've got 96 minutes of 90 plus 4. And at the minute it's Blackpool attacking, which is just I don't think you had about 6. I think it's 30 seconds in it that you add on for a goal. So it looks like we only have in the Championship we have QPR 1, Portsmouth 2 still playing, 97 minutes. We have Stoke City 1, Norwich 1 still playing, It's now full time at Blackpool, and it's Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2. Well done, Jake. You've won one again. Northampton look like they're about to finish. Just suspended it. So Northampton look like winning 1-0 at home to Leyton Orient. Just wait for the full times to come in. I'm waiting to see if Portsmouth have actually won a game. Let's see if Portsmouth can win a game. Be interesting. Southampton 2, Leicester 2, with a red card for Southampton. And that's 97 minutes. If anybody's bothered about Bradford, it's Bradford 2, Gillingham 1. 96 minutes, 97 minutes at Northampton. They were expecting to have finished that one because everything's gone off on the bets. Huddersfield still 3-1 up at home to Bristol Rovers. Any other interesting games down here? No. And Rotherham United have indeed lost 1-0 at home to Wrexham. Barnsley have won away at Blackpool. Let's go to the only app which seems to have been working today, which is the Sky Sports app. And we'll go down the final scores as we see them. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to pay next week. I'm going to have to pay, aren't I? Because I can't be doing that. That was a dreadful day. I've never had such a bad day for the internet. 90 plus 4 and 90 plus 2. Yeah, I think I'd keep him in the. Might just about keep him in the game. Don't you? He might get an automatic selection next time, I think. I don't think they'll be kicking him out anytime soon. So we're going to start with. We'll include the ones from the lunchtime. So we had Cardiff 5, Plymouth 0, Luton 3, Watford 0, Oxford 1, West Brom 1, and Oxford really didn't hang their heads low. They really did fight to get that draw. Preston 1, Coventry 0. Preston were always in the ascendancy. They just couldn't get that clinical end goal until they did, and then that was it. They just shut up shop. Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. Borough 0, Bristol City 2, Millwall 1, Derby County 1, with Millwall equalising there. And Portsmouth have won their first game of the season. It's finished. QPR 1, Portsmouth 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 2. I'm not going to say anything with Norwich. It's Stoke City 1, Norwich 1, 92 minutes. It's not over yet. So if you want to wait for the Stoke City game, we might do. Reading 4, Crawley 1, Wycombe 3, Peterborough 1. Peterborough just didn't turn up. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2, Bolton 2, Burton 1, Cambridge 2, Wigan 0. Still playing 96 minutes at Charlton, but it's Charlton 1, Stockport County 1. Huddersfield 3, Bristol Rovers 1, Lincoln City 1, Birmingham 3, Mansfield 0, Stevenage 1, Northampton 1, Orient 0, Rotherham 0, Wrexham 1. Let's just go to the, as soon as I know that we've got League One fans in, let's look at the table for League One. Birmingham in first, 10 games, 25 points. Then it's Wrexham, 11 games, 23 points. Wickham third, 10 games, 20 points. Fourth, Mansfield, 10 games, 20 points. Fifth, Exeter, 10 games, 19 points. Sixth is Huddersfield, 11 games, 18 points. Seventh, Lincoln City, 10 games, 18 points. Barnsley in eighth, 11 games, 18 points. And I think after that you start getting the teams that are going to be sort of in the middle. At the bottom four, I think the ones that are in the relegation race at the minute are from 16th. So 16th, Rotherham, 12 games, 14 points. 17th, Wigan, 11 games, 13 points. Bristol Rovers in 18th, 11 games, 13 points. Northampton in 19th, 10 games, 11 points. Orient in 20th, 11 games, 8 points. And the bottom four at the minute are 21st Shrewsbury, 12 games, 8 points. 22nd Crawley, 11 games, 7 points. 23rd Cambridge, 10 games, 4 points. And on the bottom, not won yet, is Burton, 24th, 10 games, 4 points. Looking quite grim for all of those, or any four of those could go down, and that includes Rotherham, because they played 2 games more than some of them. If we go into the Championship, we'll just do the top and bottom. First, we have Burnley on 21. Then we have Sunderland on 19. In third, we have Leeds on 19. Fourth, we have Sheffield United on 19. Fifth, West Brom on 18. And then sixth, Blackburn, with that just dogged result from nowhere, still getting a win on 18. So and there's a 2-point gap then between them and 7th place and 8th place Norwich and Watford, which is quite interesting. 2 points gap at this stage of the season. You know, one wonders if those 6 are going to sort of take off and go further away. Now, who's in for the drop? I'd say anyone from 11 points down, which is actually a hell of a lot of teams. Because Cardiff are in 22nd on 8. At the minute, we've got in 16th Stoke on 11, 17th Luton on 11, Sheffield Wednesday 18th on 11, Plymouth 19th on 11. Wow. 20th we have Millwall on 10. 21st we have Coventry on 8, and they don't seem to be able to get out of that bottom 6. Cardiff in 22nd on 8 after that win. Portsmouth 23rd, another winner on 8. On the bottom of the division now we have QPR. Who would have guessed that at the beginning of the season? Absolutely manic. QPR 10 games, 7 points, 24th. And they finished the season so well. I am going to have to pay for the next one. I will be paying for the next one. I don't know which one to pay for. If you have an idea which one you want me to pay for on Saturday at 3:00, put it in the comments. I say I've had Barnsley a couple of times. I've had a Rotherham one. You know, perhaps if Jordan and Jake, we can do Barnsley again. So we'll have a go. We'll get a now video pass next time, I think. And I'll see you all certainly next Saturday. Watch out for the predictions. Watch out for the review of my of our scores. Remember, we all say what we think the score's going to be. Jake, I want your score prediction for next week. before you go, you've got to give us a score prediction for your team for next week, so that I can include it in my predictions video in midweek. Come on, score predictions down here for your own team next week. I want to see your. These 3 people need to put your score predictions in for next week for your team. I do use them. It's how many seconds I've got between me saying it and you actually thinking, oh shit, he wants my score prediction. I don't even say Rotherham's going to lose, whoever they're playing. Oh God, yeah, it's Tuesday games for all those that didn't play in the this is the international break ones, isn't it? Yeah, Shrewsbury are not playing that well. So you're going to win Charlton then? You say it's going to be 1-0 to you against Charlton? Or are you going to say 1-0 to Charlton? See, Charlton are playing well. They're quite clinical, but they've had a few blips, you know. They've not been playing that well. Yeah, they do. They're very clinical up front, but their back end's just been a bit, their back end's been a bit iffy. And yeah, I would probably agree that they tend to be a bit. Just to write that down, just in case I can't get in on it. And what do you say? 3-1 versus Shrewsbury. So thank you very much. If you still want to put your comments in, the other people there, please do. I'd love to know what you think you're gonna. There are some games midweek. I think they're from the international break ones that got missed, aren't they? Yeah, don't they? I mean, they were brilliant at the beginning. They turned up at home against Rotherham, and Rotherham were unlucky to come away with a 2-2 draw. We should have won it, but they were absolutely brilliant. They really were. And then the next week they were average, and it's like, what happened? Why couldn't you play like that against Rotherham instead of playing brilliant against us and shit the next week? Like, bugger off. Well, just our luck, innit? But yeah, they could turn up and be so bloody clinical. And that side is good. It's a good side. It's just that they, like you say, they just seem to switch off and yeah. Oh bloody hell! Which one? It was the Did you see the Leeds goal? What do you think to the Leeds? The Meslier's clanger? Not this weekend. Last weekend, I thought Meslier's clanger was an absolute. Sunderland 2, Leeds 2, wasn't it? And that Meslier clanger was absolutely phenomenal. I've not seen one like that for absolute ages. I remember last season seeing a game in, I think it was League One, where somebody kicked it back to his own goalkeeper, and I'm sure it was League One, and he tried kicking it out, but his foot missed the ball and it went between his legs and into the net. It sort of ranks amongst that. It ranks among the same sort of oh shit, what have I just done? It's brilliant to watch, isn't it? Yeah, Leeds cock up, and what a cock up that was. They got it tied up. And at first I thought it was a back pass, but apparently it hit a Sunderland guy on the arm or back, and that's where it went sort of up. But at first I thought, well, he can't catch it because it's from a Leeds player. But no, it bounced off a Sunderland player. So I couldn't believe it. I love watching it like that, especially when it's Leeds. I mean, everybody loves to hate Leeds, don't they? I shouldn't say that because I got a subscriber from them the other day. But yeah, we do try and support all. No, they didn't, did they? I turned. That was two. They finished it. We down here we support Portsmouth, which hate Southampton. So that sounds really, really good. If that's true, Jake, that's going to cheer everybody around here. Portsmouth winning and Southampton losing is just the sort of thing we like to hear. 98 minutes. That sounds like a sort of Norwich thing to do, doesn't it? But anyway, thank you all. Like and subscribe. Don't matter, Jake, you already have done. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Like I said, we'll see which one we go live with, but we're going to try and do a nice. I'm trying to do this now TV pass and see whether we can get one of those, so we can have a video watch along. Because that was a pain in the arse with the internet, and God knows what Sky Bet thought they were doing. They were miles behind. So yeah, they're very good. So thank you very much. John S Sports Channel over and out. See you next week, and I promise it will be better than this week. That internet connection was just not good in the slightest. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Jake. Love talking to you. Please do try and come on again next week. I love it having a banter between you and me. It's just that you tend to win and we tend to get a defeat every week. Never mind. See you all again. Like and subscribe. See you next week for the watch-alongs.